ready to go. So I'm going to tell the story about Phil Green.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Phil Green was one of these effervescent type of characters. He was, everything to him was an adventure, and everything was really, really exciting. I quite liked the guy, and he didn't just do Taekwondo. He did other martial arts as well. He did Taekwondo, Kung Fu, Lao Gao Kung Fu, I think, and Shotokan Karate, and he used to do them all in equal measures. And he used to come and train with us a lot, and I think he got up to red belt level at Taekwondo, I'm not too sure. Phil had this kick that he developed himself, and it was sort of a jump in reverse turning come jump in reverse hooking kick, come all in wrestling kick, I suppose, and it did it as if he was doing a cartwheel, but without putting his hands on the floor. So as if you imagine sort of like a Jackie Chan film where he does a neat trick where he does a cartwheel and kicks somebody in the head. Phil Green reckoned he could do this kick, but
spin, yeah,
spin just spin over without using his hands on the floor. So the problem with the kick is that he could only use it once, because he'd always land on his head and knock himself out. And it was this kind of do or die kick. So if he was losing a fight, he would throw this kick, because he knew he'd either be carted off or have concussion or something. But if he could knock his opponent out with it, there was a chance that he would go through to the next round. And we we were at this FSK tournament, which stands for Freestyle Sport Karate. There was huge tournaments, there were thousands of people would enter. So you could end up fighting all day long and still not make it to the finals. Now, Phil was in his division, and perhaps I should explain to people watching the video that these tournaments are so big that you have 6 fighting areas all fairly close to each other, and these fighting areas, I guess, they would measure about, I don't know, 5 metre by 5 metre squares, something like that, maybe 6, yeah, it must be 6 or 8 metres by 6 or 8 metres. And there'd be 6 of them in a, the big gymnasiums. You could take up 6 of these things, and there'd be timekeepers' desks at the end of each one. They're also all quite sandwiched together. And also I should explain that these fights lasted for 2 minutes. So as soon as the bell would go, you had 2 minutes to dominate and fight and beat your opponent. Well, Phil had been fighting this guy for the best part of the 2 minutes now. The time was running out, and he was clearly behind. The guy had scored something like 9 points, and Phil had only scored 1. So you could see that the time was coming up for Phil to finally throw his this kick that he invented, but the guy was so far ahead in points, all he had to do was keep backing off. So now Phil's not only trying to angle so that he could do this kick, he's virtually running after him as well. And he finally threw the kick, and he went flying for this fella, but now with forward momentum, not just jumping in the air. He had to really fly for this fella. And his opponent just steps to one side, watching him go past. So now Phil's in mid-air, upside down and travelling backwards. And he hits the timekeeper's desk. He lands on it on his back. And the timekeepers and papers and whistles and so on are all flying everywhere. He literally bounces off the desk and lands on his feet, clear in the middle of the adjoining fight, in between the actual fighters. He lands on his feet, and his opponent, while stepping out of the way, trips over the referee and breaks his arm. So Phil Green gets to go through to the next round. Yeah. End of story. It wasn't that funny, was it, actually?